Thanks.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Samantha Gregory, and I am the confidence coach. My blog is samanthagregory.com, and I'm coming to you, bringing you women who activate their awesomeness. And I'm so excited to have CharitaCadenhead, as she is such an amazing lady. She's activated her awesomeness, and I think that you're going to really love hearing her story because that's what we're here about. We want to hear the stories of amazing women who are doing great things in the world, exerting their confidence, activating their awesomeness, and taking the world by storm. So welcome, Charita. I appreciate you being here.
Well, thank you very much for asking me. I appreciate that.
Awesome, awesome. So I just have some questions for you because the world, women need to know who you are, how you came on the scene with such awesomeness, and basically sharing your insights, encouragement for other women who are contemplating doing the things that you're doing. But first, tell me about you, your story. Where did you come from, and how did you decide to activate your awesomeness? Start from there.
Okay. Well, that's a really broad question, but let me answer it this way. I'm from Birmingham. I live in Birmingham, Alabama, from Detroit, Michigan. But one of the ways that I activate my awesomeness, I will start by saying that I'm a total introvert. Okay, and I know there's a mixed bag of introverts. There's 8 introverts and 8 extrovert personalities. I'm on that scale, somewhere in the middle
Okay.
of introvert. So, but that being said, there's a lot of contemplation behind things that I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sometimes I have to think about very long and hard, and I toss them about in my mind. And even before I'm absolutely ready, sometimes I just have to still go ahead and do things because if I don't, they just won't get done.
Right.
A lot of times I do them afraid,
Mm-hmm.
but I find that even the most confident person and even the most extroverted person, they have their own set of fears.
Right.
Okay, so for me, I just have to sometimes I just have to kind of do stuff. And right now, I'm collaborating a book. This will be my 3rd book collaboration, but
Okay.
this will be the first time that I'm the visionary author on it. Okay, and even when I went into this collaboration, there was a little bit of that hesitation
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit of that fear, but I knew exactly what I wanted the book to be about.
Okay.
I knew I could write about my subject, but I just wanted to draw others in.
Great.
So when I put the invitation out there, I was totally thinking, who wants to do this book with me? But I didn't let that stop me.
Right.
And for me, and I hope everybody is not this way, but for me, that's the key. I have to do stuff despite my reservations and my fears.
Right. Fantastic. And I'm an introvert too, so I completely get it. I understand about the mulling things over, thinking it through. A lot of people told me, well, you just
Yeah.
get up and do things. You take all these risks and et cetera, et cetera. But I'm like, but I think things through. I consider the pros and the cons. I think about
Mm-hmm.
how it's going to impact my life or the life of people around me,
Mm-hmm.
and what the benefits are going to be versus what the drawbacks will be. And I
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and I do it anyway. Like you said, you feel the fear, you do it
Anyway.
anyway, you do it afraid. And that's really how confident women do it. And so it's
Yeah.
not just, jumping in with both feet, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
about just holding back and waiting for the right, perfect circumstances to be here, but
Right.
it's
Right.
about, taking that risk anyway, knowing that the benefit is going to be tremendous and that so many people's lives are going to be touched. And if you fail, you just learn the lessons and move on, right? So,
You do. You do. You do. And, I do a podcast on Fire Talk too, and I was interviewing one of the authors a couple of weeks ago, one of the co-authors, and we were talking, there's a fly, where the fly come from? I haven't seen a fly all summer. But anyway, excuse me.
no worries.
We were talking about the subject of confidence, and I guess that's how that came about. And so I just happened to say that, confidence comes from doing,
Yes.
and so when you do things and you do them continually, ideally you'll improve
Mm-hmm.
to some degree, or you'll become more confident in your ability to step out and do things.
Right.
Okay, so I think the confidence does come from doing, but when you live inside of your head like I do, it's kind of it's a little bit of a tussle all the time.
Right.
But you just have to decide to do it or not do it, because you will either um, I hate to use the word fail. You would not be as successful as you'd like,
Mm-hmm.
or if you're in it for the long haul, you'll get to where you're going.
Right. Absolutely, absolutely, and that's a great thing about it. And again, learning those lessons along the way, because with each lesson that you learn, and each time you go out and try something, you can apply those lessons, and you'll see, okay, you get better and better as you go along, which also builds up your confidence, which also builds up your awesomeness factor, and lets people sit back and saying, wow, she's doing it, and that's fantastic, and want to join you in whatever projects you're working on, because so now you see that people want to contribute to the book that you're
Yeah.
writing, because they
Yeah.
see that you're fearlessly going out there, and you're activating your awesomeness, and you're also inviting other people to shine as well, and
Right.
that's key.
Exactly. Exactly. And some of the co-authors, which just happen to be all women, coincidentally, some of those admittedly are doing this, in spite of their fears.
Mm-hmm.
Some have admitted that they're stepping out of their comfort zone. Some know me pretty well to know what my comfort zones are, but in some cases I'm not letting that stop me. So the other thing is, for people like me, particularly those people that are introverts and that know that I am introvert, I know I'm being watched.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
by not necessarily introverts, but just by people,
Mm-hmm.
and not in a bad way. But for some people, and I know this to be true, they're watching because they feel like they want the confidence or the courage to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm not. I don't think I'm a very. I'm not gregarious at all. Okay, I don't think so.
Right.
I do take some chances and I do take some risks, and so I think people may see that in me, and they might see some of that trepidation, but they also see that in spite of that, I'm doing it, and I'm hoping that I give some people the confidence to at least try to step out.
Right. Fantastic. So, other than your book, what else are you doing that's awesome and amazing? Because when I was reading your Facebook post, you were talking about real estate, and you talked about a few other things, and so I was like, she is on the
Yeah.
money. I love it.
Well, this is, again, this is my third book collaboration. I have one come out in January. It's called the I Am Woman book. We had 21 women telling their stories of triumph in their lives. I took part of that, again, not knowing what I was going to do. But in that book, my chapter was entitled, I had determined my worth to be zero. Okay? And my chapter is about my struggle with suicide about 16 years ago. So
Okay.
that was a difficult story. I had to write it,
Yeah.
send it, and never look at it again. Okay,
Right.
because and really way later on in the process, I tried to back out, but I needed to write it, get it out of my hands, because I knew or I hoped that story would connect with somebody. But again, I did it, with a little bit of apprehension. But I felt like it was a good story that needed to be told. It would help somebody, so I just did it.
Okay.
When I became a real estate agent in 2006, which is something I thought I would never do, because I've always been, for a very long time, I've been involved in some kind of sales, okay? But even if I had attempted real estate earlier, when I first probably thought about it, which may have been, 15 to 20 years earlier, I just would have absolutely been no good at it.
Okay.
So the timing was really good. I got into that, started investing myself, bought properties. I eventually let the properties go. I got out of the investment business, and I plan to do it again.
Okay.
Because that was during the time when the market was crashing. But now I'm preparing my mind to go back into real estate investment. I'll do property management and be a landlord. I probably would just be flipping. Okay. All those, and even as a person that represents buyers and sellers, particularly buyers, it's a scary process because it's brand new. But I have to share with my buyers that as being real estate investors, okay, every property that I've ever bought, I have the same fear that you have. That anxiousness does not go away with the number of houses that you buy, particularly when you're an investor, and it's the same when you're a first-time home buyer. But, you have to have the confidence to believe that, to know, number one, this is what you want, okay? Right. You have to have the wherewithal, the common sense to not settle for anything that's, way below what you want. When you buy a house, you're not going to find everything that you want, but understand those things that you really don't want to, be without.
Right, and compromise on.
Okay. So you have to compromise on something, but you have to trust yourself. You do have to trust yourself a lot.
Okay, fantastic.
And you're intelligent. You have to trust yourself, and you have to trust your intelligence.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very true. I think a lot of people they've relied so much on other people telling them what to do, the media, the family, friends, people just, I don't know, the skill of critical thinking seems to be diminishing as the time goes on and generations.
Yeah.
And so it's like, we're built to be intelligent, and we not have to be in this microwave society. We can take time to think things through and trust that we can make the right decisions. So, and as we do that, as we build that muscle, then we'll make better choices as we go along, whether it's in real estate or whether it's in business or whether it's in relationships or what have you. As we continue to hone that skill, that critical thinking skill, and then, also the muscle of trusting our intuition, then we'll make better choices because, again, we've learned the lessons too.
Exactly. Well, and then most recently, of course, there's a podcast on Fire Talk. I was doing Blab, but, I was away for a minute, and Blab had some really big issues when I came back. Yes. And then they shut down, of course. And so I found Fire Talk. One of the people that was on Blab regularly, Eileen, I just happened to catch her one day, and she was talking about all the platforms that people were using besides, in the absence of Blab. And so I found Fire Talk. But then, that's another thing where I just had to step out and do it. Number one, and I do, there are not a lot of interview shows like what I do and what you're doing now. Those are all basically how-to.
Right.
Okay? And so it felt a little awkward fitting into that because mine was so different, and thinking that people are coming to these platforms to find out how to. I'm an equipped person to know about people, okay? And the best way to know about people is to talk to them and ask them questions.
Right.
Okay? So and so I love the interview concept. I think that, or I've been told I'm pretty good at it. I've been told that I make people feel at ease. I make it fun. I'm a pretty serious person, but I'm actually really kind of goofy. Sometimes, if I'm going to enjoy it, I laugh. I like to laugh. I laugh a lot, but I'm not going to enjoy it. I don't want to do it.
Right.
I don't want to do it. So, what I'm thinking now is, I've just been doing the interviews, that I really have to start thinking about and planning how I'm going to take that to another level. Where do I want it to go? Right. And how am I going to take it to another level?
Exactly. And that's great, because I was doing podcasts, I think last year or year before last, I think it was last year, and it was called the Brilliant Beauties podcast, just interviewing brilliant women who I think are beautiful and amazing, similar to this format. And it was a really great experience. But my thing was getting all of the pieces put together so that I could produce it, at the end of it. And so that was, but I think with Fire Talk, it's easier to do because You the platform is there. You interview your people. There's really no post production. You just continue forward
Right.
with the next show. So I really like that
Mhm.
option, and I like doing these pre-recorded as well because I get a chance to just talk directly with my interviewee without the distraction of a chat, even though chat's great and
Mhm.
questions are great. So I'm going to be exploring Fire Talk a lot more. I'm going to actually post this on Fire Talk too. So that way,
Okay.
there'll probably be some questions or comments that comes in that way. But just jumping back into the interview process, because again, I like interviewing people too. You learn so much. I like learning.
Yeah,
So you
you
learn so
do.
much about people and making those connections. And
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
fantastic. So I'm really happy that you are on Fire Talk, and I'm going to have to check your show out. And
Yeah, do that.
yeah,
Check
and
out some of the replays.
I will.
You know, you know, sometimes you have to be somewhat of a chameleon,
Uh-huh.
and kind of adjust yourself with your guests.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm maybe a lot, and some I'm not. But and I do an unscripted show, and I might prepare a question or two in the beginning,
Right.
but our conversation during the interview kind of guides. I mean, I'm only going to have one or two questions maybe at the beginning.
Right.
That's just my style because you know, I don't like that. You know, I just kind of do it off the cuff. And so our conversation is guided by whatever we're talking about at the moment that will lead to the next thing.
Exactly.
But so, yeah, so I really enjoy that. Now, when you talked about pre-recording, I thought, yeah, because I didn't really know how to do that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, how I would do that. And I may give it a try because I do mine on Thursdays and Sundays.
Okay.
And, you know, if something else comes up that might want to get out and do, you know, I may look at that, you
Right.
know, doing a pre-recording.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gives you some flexibility, I think, to and post your shows on schedule, even though you're not there. So
Mm-hmm.
and people, I think they because people watch the replays anyway, so it's
Yeah.
still, like a replay. So I think that's
Right.
great. Um, Tell me how you balance your introvert personality with all the things that you're doing because as introverts we're internally focused, we got our energy from internal, we're thinkers. So how do you balance that energy with doing the podcast, doing real estate, doing your book, and interacting with people on social media or out and about in the real world? How do you handle that?
Mm. Well, you know, I took this year off really from real estate, and probably after the book comes out in November, I will be getting back to real estate a little bit more aggressively because I got some catching to do, right? Okay. So, but what I am really finding out about me is I'm not a great time manager. I would tell you that. And while it appears that I might be doing a lot, there is one thing, okay, dominating all of my attention, okay? So even though I think it looks like I may be doing many things at the same time, I really focus on that one thing. And at this time, that one thing is that book,
Okay.
okay? I post on social media heavily about the book, quotes. Usually have the hashtag one word book. And so I have a hard time managing multiple things. So the fewer that I have, I think multitasking never should come into existence.
I know, right?
It's a bad idea from the start. Okay, so there's a book that I'm really focusing on that. I'm starting to plan for the book launch will be in November. So those are really two. It's one project, but two managing kind of two aspects of it. And so I can't take on something that will require almost as much time as managing either one of those.
Right.
I can have it in the back of my mind,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So social media is a really big deal. I really need a social media manager.
I
You
understand
know,
that.
I really
Yeah.
believe that I do because I work full time job. I work full time job.
Okay.
I work from 7 to 4 o'clock every day at a local university.
Okay.
Okay, so you know, after working a full day, what I really like to do is come home and sit down.
Yes.
Okay? So that's the other thing, because every day I come home, it's just not possible for me to do some of the things that I do outside of my job. That's why I do the interviews on Sunday and Thursday. Okay? So with social media, sometimes I get so busy trying to promote that, I don't pay enough attention to the people who are supporting or following me, because everything is kind of on the fly. That's very hard, and I hate that. But that's a time management issue, and I think that, what I really need to do, which is kind of counterintuitive to my INTP personality, okay?
You're an INTP too? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, are you?
Too? Yes.
Oh.
So I get it.
Yeah. So it's counterintuitive because you got all these pieces you got to put together, which sometimes you rather not think about all these pieces put together because it seems so overwhelming.
Yes.
And sometimes it takes a minute to say, okay, got to break these down in little bitty pieces, okay? So, but because of that overwhelm, I just realized I can do what I can do.
Yeah.
But I do need some help with social media, because I am neglecting the people that I need to be connecting with and interacting with more often. Okay. Now, the book and the way that I approached it, social media, they're ideas for my personality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
This is, they're ideas for my personality. The downside is that, I may lose a lot of following because I'm not a very social person. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not a very social person. Okay, people think that I am. That's because when you engage me, I'm really engaged.
Right.
Okay? Okay? And they don't realize I'm only there for 20 or 30 minutes. I got to, get up out of there.
Yes.
So they think I'm like this all the time. But that's what they think. It's not anything that I told them. As a matter of fact, it's just like watching this, they won't even know that I'll disappear in a minute.
Right. Oh, yes.
Yeah. But that's just me. So I think that part of my introvert personality probably hurts me a little bit because I only know these people through social media. These people have a lot of events that I don't attend.
I get it.
And, that concerns me a little bit because it makes me seem a little selfish when I have something or want to have something. I have that expectation that people will come. People think that I'm just not showing up.
Right.
Yeah, they don't know all that behind it. And I'm just one of these people, particularly, in social networking situations. If I'm assigned a task for that event, I'll help you work your event. You put me at the door. You give me something to do.
Yes.
Okay? You give me something to do. I'm going to be lit up and on fire all night. Okay? But just to go and expect to, socialize and mingle all night, because I'm going to burn out real easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part I think that people may really misunderstand about ED or introverts in general, that it's not really a selfishness that keeps us from, a good friend of mine has a radio station. He said, since when your problem is you don't get out enough. Yeah, I don't get out enough. I don't. I understand that, and you're absolutely right. And that makes me question sometimes whether I should try some different things that ideally would require my presence more often at more places. Okay,
right.
Because growing and developing take a lot longer when you don't network.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. But I completely
in the traditional way.
Right. And I completely get everything you're saying, going to the events and showing up or not showing up and being social or not being social. Today I just kind of did a little song, Home is Where I Love to Be, Home, just me and me and me. It's just like, I love being at home, but I like being able to connect to, like via these channels with talking with interviewing people, because I
Yeah.
guess keeps my social skills up as well. Even though I'm very social, people think I'm outgoing. Nobody believes I'm an
Mhm.
introvert. It's
Mhm.
like because I do extroverting so well when I'm out
Mhm.
there, but I will disappear for a week, but just to
Yeah.
regain all of my energy after that long, drawn out
Right.
few days of being
It
up
takes
and being
a
on.
week.
It does.
Yeah, it takes a week. I mean, it does.
It does.
It does. It just takes a whole week. You know,
Yes.
I get that.
Yes. And I've stopped.
Yeah,
I've
it
stopped.
does. But that's what it is.
And I've stopped apologizing for it. I tell people ahead of time, I said I can go out, I can be happy and friendly, and I can do all these things. But I'm telling you, I'm going to go home, I'm going to get under my bed, and I'm going to be gone for a few
Mhm.
days. So don't be worried about
Yeah.
me. It's going to be
Yeah.
okay. But I
That's
I
right.
come back, I'm refreshed, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to,
Yeah.
activate my awesomeness again, take it up to a next level, and
Mhm.
encourage other people to do the same. And I find that I get burned out on just posting on social media because it's almost like you have to still be in an up state of mind when you're posting because
Mhm.
I like to be positive. I don't like, negativity or anything like that. But then there's this fine line between being positive and being up and just, having this where you're managing all of
Mhm.
these different balls of social media in the air that you're juggling. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's a lot. That's a lot of interaction for an introvert, even.
it is.
Even though it's not face to face, it's the same kind of overwhelm.
Yes.
You know, and then when you have to do it on the fly like I do, because my day all day is spent at work, and I
Mm-hmm.
maybe can sneak up in here, in and there, but then you spend 8 hours exerting all this energy, you know, in which from 7 to about 11:30 or 12, you're gonna get the very best of me, and
Mm-hmm.
after that, you're gonna get it's just really inside of our own head, which will scare the living daylights out of you. Okay, that anticipatory anxiety. Okay, it's really only in your head, not unless you've had some kind of terrible experience to reference. Okay, and then even after some time, you have to try to get beyond that. Okay, so have a plan, have a complete plan, as complete as it can possibly be, if that's possible. If you find yourself that you're still toiling over it, step out and start walking toward it. You still have to keep going if that's what you want. Yeah, that's especially if you have setbacks. Now, anything that you consider to be drudgery, you know, if you decide to keep going and it continues to be this drudgery, then you might need to rethink where you want to go because you should be enjoying it and you should be having some fun, along the way. It should be bringing you some kind of joy in doing that. Good. So you can find me on social media at Sharita Hughley Cadenhead, like D.L. Hughley. So Sharita Hughley Cadenhead, you can find me on Facebook. CH Cadenhead on Twitter and LinkedIn. The book is called one word, Discover, Reflect, and Connect with words that can transform your life. Okay? And we didn't talk about the book, which is, there are 14 of us, and each one of us has selected a word, okay, that has significantly influenced our life. And then in our talk about that word and how it has influenced our life. And so that book will be released on November the 12th, and you'll be able to find it on Amazon.com and Barnes& and Noble as well. There is a onewordbook.com website as well as my regular blog, which is renewrefreshreset.com. And if you can't find me after that, I can't be found. Google me.